Hey love, so this week's podcast episode was inspired by today's full moon in Leo, February 1st, a moon that's here to remind us that we don't have to earn love or seek love even, that we are meant to emanate love, that we are love. We also have a strong Venus and Aquarius aspect under this moon, inviting us all to reframe love as liberation. This full moon is an invitation to radiant self-love, embodied joy, and giving from overflow, not sacrifice. So let's dive in. Well, hello there, love, and welcome back to the pod. It's always such a pleasure to have you here. And if you are brand new, I'm thrilled to have you here as well. And I hope you find something here that's inspiring, something that's really supportive for you, where you're at on your journey right now. I'm just really thrilled to have you here giving it a try. So welcome, welcome, everybody. So today I want to dive into radiant self-love, love as an essence that you are, that you can learn to tap into, embody, and emanate. So we're going to go into that theme and how love can become a liberation. And to tie it in to the astrology, we have a full moon in Leo coming up on February 1st. And a strong Venus conjunction on that moon. So Venus is in Aquarius under this moon. So really inspired to share this with you. I'm just crawling out of a pretty nasty winter cold. So my voice is really not up to its normal standards, I think. But anyway, I was very inspired to get on here and record this for you anyway, because it is happening on February 1st and it is a bit time sensitive. And I think that this is such an important and powerful transmission. Yeah, infused by the light of this upcoming full moon in Leo. So Leo, I'm sure you're familiar, is a fire sign, a fixed sign, a very powerful energy, and sometimes really grossly misunderstood. And this moon is really here to remind us of something very ancient and I think very essential. That you were never meant to chase love or earn love or even find love, unless we're talking about the inner journey, which is what I'm all about. You are meant to embody it and emanate it. This is how we are by design, and it's pretty much the opposite of what culture, at least most cultures that I've encountered, teach and condition people with. So these are ancient teachings. It's not just about self-care, although self-care, of course, can be a pathway into finding that love within, or remembering really that love within. It's really the true power of Leo is what we're talking about here. It doesn't shine in a performative way. Again, going against, I think, popular narrative around Leo. It doesn't shine, true Leo, it doesn't shine in a performative way. True Leo, true embodied Leo shines because the creative fire of love within is well tended to. The true Leo frequency is love as radical radiance. It's a glow that naturally resides in you and rises when we remember that we are love. I use the word remember a lot in my work because it really is about a remembrance. This is not something you are putting on yourself from the outside. This is a reveal. The reveal is, the big reveal, the big secret, if you will, is that you are love. We are all fully human and fully divine, and that divinity is love, and the unique essence of love that you came here to embody and create from and really live your life from, dance through life with. Really, that's, I think, the core of who we all are. So this moon is here to remind all of us to tend to that inner flame above all else. I know the world is crazy right now, but the more we can turn inward and really tend to our own fire, that's where our true sovereignty and power lie. It's not, yeah, as soon as we put our attention out and try to fix things that we just can't fix or worry about things that we have no control over, we are not in our sovereignty. The real sovereignty lies with you connected to your own inner flame, your inner flame of love. So again, this full moons are an illumination, a reveal. And this full moon has illuminated the heart, our warmth, our creativity, our joy. and all of the elements that unite in the living expression of love that we are. And across the sky under this moon, there's a powerful cluster or stellium, we say in astro speak, of planets that's traveling together under this moon in the sign of Aquarius, inviting us to really set ourselves free in all things love and self-expression. So we have the Sun and Venus are journeying side by side here in Aquarius, opposing the moon, right? Opposing the moon in Leo. And they're joined by Mercury, Mars, and Pluto, all in Aquarius as well, creating a potent reframe of love with a capital L. So Venus in Aquarius carries the mantra, my love is liberation. Maybe say it with me. My love is liberation. It's not about obligation or self-sacrifice, which many of us have been trained to believe that it is. That's not compassion. Self-sacrifice is not compassion. And it's not about depletion. It's not about giving from an empty cup. We're talking liberation. And the sun really brings the vitality, how much our vitality is connected to that liberation. Mars offers some sacred masculine support and clarifying action around this, standing for ourselves in this realm. Mercury invites a new way of thinking. So it's about mindset and also communication. Being mindful of how we use our voice, being mindful of the thoughts we're thinking, because again, we are powerful beings and we are vibrational beings, and we get to choose how we emanate. So the thoughts going on in our head have a big impact on that, obviously. So this is an invitation to maybe look at that, right? Are your words being used in support of your own liberation of love? And then we have Pluto there as well. Pluto is always super powerful when it comes to emotional empowerment and transformation. So this gives it a big uppercut in terms of let's take a look at how we are keeping ourselves trapped and not stepping into our full liberation of the love that we are. So really the core teaching of this moon, I believe, it's that if I had to sum it up in a nutshell, it would be this: emanation versus service, right? Service is outside of ourselves, and there's nothing wrong with doing things for people when we're in alignment. But so many of us were taught that love requires sacrifice and depletion, as I said, and that to be loving meant to give and give and give and then give some more, even though you're just like, I can't give anymore. I think we all are familiar with that scenario. So giving from an empty cup, it's such a familiar pattern for so many women. And this lunation shines a light on a different truth. Venus in Aquarius uncouples love from self-sacrifice. It's such a beautiful thing. It gives us some detachment around it, which is, I think, essential. And Leo is here to remind us that that joy is the source, not the reward. It's not like you give and give and give and then you get some joy because of it. Although giving can feel good, again, if we're in alignment. But we can absolutely take that to extremes. It could really tip over into exhaustion and resentment. So Leo is here to remind us again that joy is the source of our love, not the reward of giving. And when eros, the heart, and pleasure are integrated, Leo is all about pleasure and eros and creativity and a lot of other beautiful things. Love becomes more spacious and free and not draining. It just becomes who we be in the world. So again, just to recap, the sun is illuminating how essential this liberated love is to your vitality and your well-being. Mars is asking how your inner masculine supports your freedom, not your servitude. And how Mercury here is inviting you or us to release old mental constraints that block us from that sovereign love, that free love. So let's just take a breath together and let that land. It's a lot. And yeah, we're talking about your sovereignty here. So I want to speak a little bit to embodied wisdom and the connection between the heart and the breast. So we're talking about the female body here. The breasts and the heart have a deep, ancient, spiritual connection. The heart and the breast, because this is our, from the tantric perspective and the Taoist perspective, this is our positive pole of how we give to the world. And many of us have been trained out of the sensuality of the breasts to just give from the heart. And when just giving from the heart, again, that leads to the empty cup thing. But when we bring in and enliven the breasts and connect the breasts and the heart, which we're going to do in our embodiment ritual today, it's a whole different way of being in the world, right? Your heart is a powerful center of love and generosity, which is a beautiful thing. It longs to give. It longs to connect. But our breasts, the breasts are where love becomes embodied, like truly embodied. They're not decorative, right? They're not something to be objectified. They are energetic. So I want to say here, a good time to mention that if you've had your breasts removed, one or both, or surgery of any kind, this is still super potent. We're talking about the energy here, the power center of the breasts, which is still very much intact. So they are energetic, they are sensual, and they are creative, right? They nourish the heart. And we give from the heart without staying connected to our sensuality, to the erotic body. Love can begin to feel really heavy, draining, obligatory, and even transactional. And I'm sure you've had some experience around that. I know I sure have. But when the heart is fed by pleasure, by warmth, by sensuality, by eros, love flows without effort. Boundaries become easier. It's just the way we're designed. It becomes just a natural offering, an emanation, right? Not a sacrifice, just who we, again, be in the world. True joy and radiance of the heart doesn't come from just positive thinking. Although I'm all about affirmations and mantras, that's a beautiful thing. However, unless we bring in the body, it's going to fall short from my experience. So true joy and our true radiance it's a natural physiological state. I would say love is a natural physiological state, not just psychological. When we feel safe, supported, alive, and nourished by pleasure, that starts to reveal itself to us. So in just a few days, I'll be teaching a salon on this very theme that I call Queen of Hearts, where we dive deep into the breast magic and the connection to the heart, where we focus on truly embodying this connection and how it can really guide us in the world in a very different way of walking through the world as a woman. So super excited to share that. That's the kind of thing we do in my group program, the Vital Goddess Mastery. So I just wanted to add that in. You could still join us. It's not too late. We're going to close the doors real soon. We have all the replays for you because we have been going for a few weeks now. But yeah, if you're like, ooh, I missed it this semester, I wanted to hop in, the links will be in the show notes for you if you want to check that out. But again, just in a few days, I'll be teaching a whole salon on this where we dive deep and you get to be guided through embodiment practices that are tried and true and really super powerful. So let's talk a little bit about the ancient lineage, the priestess wisdom around this. In ancient goddess cultures, like those in ancient Minoan Crete culture, maybe you're familiar with that. It's probably the most famous one because of all of the archaeology that has been done by this genius woman, Maria Jamutes, and put into text by an amazing scholar, Rian Eisler. Anyway, not to get too heady, I can. But in ancient goddess cultures, the priestesses understood this heart-breast connection big time and really embodied their sensuality in connection with their heart. You may have heard of the Minoan snake goddess. If you haven't, I encourage you to look it up. You'll find images online right away, and you can see this image of a priestess in ceremony bare-breasted. She's all glammed up. She looks amazing, and her breasts are bare, powerful. So this isn't just about nurturing a baby. She's not nursing a baby. She's exposing her breasts as a power source, as a shaman. And again, This was a knowledge of wisdom that breasts were not about objectification like they are in the modern world, right? Our breasts are used to sell all kinds of things, from cars to cigarettes to beer to whatever. They were symbols of life force, of love embodied, of sacred power. These women didn't perform devotion, they embodied it. And with that embodiment, again, comes innate boundaries. You just know when you know, what's good to do, not do, where should I go next? Should I have this love affair or should I break up with this one? All that stuff. It becomes a lot more clear when you are embodied in this way because you can't figure that stuff out from the head. Yeah. It's really connected to our purpose as well, of our sacred core. So their love, these priestesses, was radical and radiance because it was rooted in the body. And that's a wisdom that for the most part, I think has been lost and is now being reclaimed, thankfully. About 3,600 years ago, this wisdom went underground and now it's coming back. That's the exciting part. Are you with me on that? It's pretty cool. So again, this isn't something new that we're learning. This is ancient. I want to root this in ancient tradition because it's not just a new age thing. This is an old age thing before the patriarchy. And again, we're beginning to remember. It's a remembrance through embodied practice. So why does this matter so much, especially for women at midlife? It's because I think this is when we wake up. At least in modern culture, we start to realize the old ways of loving aren't really working for us. The old ways of loving and giving, but also making love, aren't working for us anymore for most women. And it's a wake-up call from the goddess herself, in my opinion. The giving from an empty cup becomes real old and impossible, really. Your body just won't let you do it. Have you noticed? And it could stir up a lot of pushback. And I think that's where that stereotype of the angry midlife woman comes from, right? No. This is a woman reclaiming her truth. And it's not a failure, right? This is your inner goddess, your wild goddess energy, wisdom waking up. She's stretching out. She's coming back. All the estrogen helps us pretend that things are fine, to raise children, to somehow keep it together and safe, sort of. But then when that goes away, this deeper part of you starts to emerge. And your body and your soul are asking for a new orientation to love, starting from within. It's never been something you need to get or chase or perform for or all the things that we get fed. This new orientation is one that includes pleasure, your pleasure in the simplest ways, your eros, and your joy. Not doing this for others, but doing it for you or being it for you. It's like an exhale into the body. Yeah, this new orientation is one that allows you to be deeply nourished and relaxed in your center. The deepest states of pleasure, bliss, eros, and ecstasy, contrary to popular belief, actually come from a state of deep relaxation in your center. Yeah. So what I'd love to do now is transition into a really simple practice, an embodiment practice, a tantric breast meditation that is entirely PG. You can do this over clothing. And at any point, it doesn't feel right for you, of course, you could just pause and take your hand on your heart and just visualize. And again, this is super effective whether you have your physical breasts are present or not. So we are going to do this one seated. So if you're not seated, find a comfortable seat. You might want to grab an essential oil blend or something that smells good. If you've followed me and you've tuned into the podcast where we talked about sensual breath work, you know what that's about, but I'll guide you through it. You want to have something that smells good or use your imagination because we want to breathe to receive here. All right, my love. So if you are using an essential oil blend, aromatherapy of some sort, anoint yourself now, or simply imagine your favorite scent. So we're seated here in a comfortable seat. You can close your eyes or soft gaze, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And as you're ready, I invite you to breathe in through the nose as if you're smelling something amazing. Perhaps you are. And then exhale through your nose as well. So it's an in and out of the nose here. Soft, receptive, slow. Breathing to receive. Allow your sinuses to soften, the backs of your eyes to soften, your jaw easy. Breathing to receive. As the music suggests, finding a tidal rhythm, ocean rhythm here. Steady inhale, steady exhale. And steady doesn't have to mean hard or rigid. This is soft. Breathing to receive. As you're ready, I invite you to take one of your hands to your heart and feeling the warmth of your hand, inviting in presence, softness, receptivity. As you continue that in and out of the nose, just taking your awareness now to your heart. Breathing to receive. Your precious hearts. The radiance, the warmth. And then if you feel comfortable, just cupping your breasts. Breathing into your breasts. Steady inhale, steady exhale, same tidal rhythm. Feeling your breasts from the inside. This beautiful, sweet, sensual energy. And now we'll explore a little process here to connect the two. So inhale into your heart and exhale. Inhale into your breasts and exhale. Inhale heart and exhale. Inhale breasts and exhale. And keep that going. Waves of breath here. Inhale, heart and exhale. Inhale, breaths, and exhale. And then pausing, smiling into your heart and into your breast as if you're smiling at an adorable puppy or a baby, feeling that inner radiance, the inner essence of your love embodied. Beautiful job. So this full moon in Leo is not asking you to work harder, to earn love and to strive more. It's really asking you to shine freer. And when love is liberated inside of you, your love is liberated inside of you, it becomes a light, a warmth, a radiance that others feel. It's true magnetism. It's sacred. And this is you connected to your source. So under this moon and always, shine on, dear goddess, in celebration of your wild, radiant heart. Happy full moon in Leo.